Hey there, welcome to my live. Again, my name is Llewellyn. And as I tell you before, each time I want to do this, I want to make sure that you understand I am not a professional. I am not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose anyone, nor can I prescribe medication. I am not perfect. But I am a child of God, and I want to help as much as I possibly can so that way you can also help yourself. So, with that being said, how are you? What's going on? What's happening? I hope everything's well. So tonight, yes, it's nighttime where I'm at right now. I'm in the last chapter, which is chapter 12 of the Tiny Steps to Success. This is my book. I've written it, and it is counselor approved, by the way. Okay, you are not alone. You are enough. You are loved. No matter what anyone says, your worth and your value to yourself is more important than anyone else's opinion. In fact, someone else's opinion of you is really none of your business. Just saying that. All right. So tonight is the last chapter. It's going to be called self-soothing. This right here happens when you don't have anyone around, or maybe they're at work. Maybe just you're scared to talk to anyone or tell anyone and you're not sure what to do. So the first question I have to ask you is, why is self-soothing important? And what is it? Well, self soothing is the way in which we treat ourselves to feelings of betterment so that we can move forward past any negativity or pain. Why is that important? We don't need to be the victim anymore. The victim is past us. We're out of that situation. And if we're not, that's on you to change. No one else can do it when you're ready. Okay, just saying. All right, so my hair's sticking up, but let's move on. Oh my stars, it really is, isn't it? All right, forget it. I'm not here for no beauty contest. Okay, so why is self soothing important? Well, self soothing is important to help you regulate your mood. It can keep you calm and relaxed um, when you are feeling overwhelmed, both physically and emotionally. So, self soothing helps you to regulate so that you can feel, well, like you again. So, there are several ways that I found by doing some research that you can do for self soothing. And I'm telling you, man, this part is going to be funny to you, maybe, because it is to me. I'm in counseling, and my counselor is teaching me all these things, and I forgot the name of them, but there's like there's called a butterfly tap, and I'm like, that's interesting because sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes I'm doing this. I kind of have like my hand right here. It's almost like I'm holding the baby and I'm burping my baby, right? So I do that. Sometimes I have the hand on my skin because I need to feel my skin to make sure that I'm real, that I'm not imagining things, whatever the case is, right? And those are some of the things that she was teaching me. But that's also self-soothing. Someone even said that you sit with your legs up. I can't do it. I'm too fat for that. And you hug yourself and you can rock and you self-soothe. Some do the tapping like this. Some do the monkey tapping, where you kind of cup your hands. They do monk. It's just amazing some of the stuff that I already do. I didn't know I was doing, and I didn't know names for them. And I still don't know all the names, so don't quote me on this. All right, so one is a conscious breathing, and this is something that my counselor has also taught me, or reinforced, I should say. I've not really taught me because I already do it. And so, what you want to do is you want to put your feet on the floor. You want to get in a comfortable position. If you're sitting in a chair, if you want to sit on a bed with your, crisscross applesauce, you can do that on the floor. But just be in a position that you're relaxed, right? Ooh, sorry, not on. Um, and you take some deep breaths. And when you breathe in deep, you count to 3 or 4 or 5, whatever you can do as you're breathing in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for about 2 or 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, then blow it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're being mindful. You're being conscientious of what you're doing by that breathing. Okay, so ready? It goes. And you can either breathe them through your nose or your mouth or however you want, right? So by doing this, by taking those few deep breaths and focusing on that, you can also focus on where your mind is at, where your feet are at, where your body's at. What is your body feeling? You want to make special, not accommodations I'm looking for. You want to be aware of what your body is feeling. Do you feel pain inside your body? Does it tingle? Does it feel good? Whatever it is. So taking those deep breaths can help. So breathing also helps you get rid of tension, kind of like just relax your body. And there's other things that you can do with that too, right? So for instance, with my counselor, she told me to, um, I have my hands just down, I'm relaxed, and I'm breathing deep, yawning, which also is also breathe deep, right? Okay, so then she'll sit there and she'll say, okay, very soft voice, very soothing. As you're breathing in, feel the air. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it just right? What does that air feel like, right? And so with your eyes closed, you're just sitting there, you're relaxing, you're breathing in deep, and you want to focus on the air that you're breathing because you don't want to be in that tension phase, that anxiety phase. Oh, sorry. You want to focus and you're trying to reground yourself by doing these things. And this right here can help regulate your mood. So that way you're not stressed, you don't have the anxiety. Maybe you're just all angry, whatever the case is. Whatever your feelings are, you don't like it, you breathe deep, right? And as you're breathing in, you're focusing on the air that you're breathing, how it goes down your throat and into your lungs, how your lungs expand and release the air, right? I don't know why I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. So breathe in, you focus on the air as it goes in your body, focus on your diaphragm and how it feels going in and out. Do you feel pressure in your shoulders? You can squeeze them up really tight as you're breathing in and then letting them go. Kind of relaxing, right? So this right here is all about breathing. And there's many forms of that. And if you're interested in more about that, let me know. My counselor gave me some links to do some of those breathing exercises. So if that's something you should let me know, I will share them with you. I have her permission to do so. All right, so the next one is engage in self-positive talk. Llewellyn, you're doing great. I know you wrote these books and you really didn't think anyone would read them, but they're really great and they're wonderful. They are down to earth. You're doing wonderful. Don't use my name. Don't use my example. Use your own, whatever it may be. So if your name was Barbara, what does Barbara need? What does Deborah need? What does Dawn need? What is, I don't know, whatever your name is. You have to say the self-positive of what you need, not me, what you need. Do you need extra love? Love yourself. No one else is going to love you more than you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, how do you expect anyone else to? Maybe you need to know that you're enough. You are enough. God made you the way you are, sweetheart. And we can always improve. Maybe you're stressed. You've got this. God's got you. Whatever the case is, you're not alone. You are enough and you are worthy. Whatever your positives need, say it. Now, remember, we did the ants in here, the automatic negative thought syndromes. Those little black ants that I picture in our heads, right? They're the negative self-talk. We don't want those. We want to squish them with a positive. So if you need to write out your positives and put them around, you can do that. If you don't want to say, I am enough, you can say, and I'm using my name, but you use your own name. You can say things like, oh, Llewellyn, I believe in you. You are amazing. I can't believe how worthy you are because you did that yourself. You are so valued, right? So don't say I am valued. You can say your name and you're valued. Whatever feels comfortable to you. I know in the beginning it's going to be very uncomfortable to do that stuff. Trust me. I know. And sometimes my husband walks in when I'm saying it. That's more embarrassing sometimes. But he knows and he encourages me. Okay. So one of the things you can also tell yourself is that this is just a temporary situation. It's not permanent. Every day is temporary until the next thing and the next thing, right? And that you will find the best possible way to handle it, to deal with it, to, whatever. And then everything will be okay. So these are the self-positive talks you want to say. You don't want to feed into the negatives or the fear-based voices, like the ants I keep telling you about, right? Because if you do, you will not be able to console yourself, self-soothe yourself. So be careful of feeding into the negative talk. Number 3 is to develop what's called a witness state. Now, what do I mean by that? So you are larger than any fear you can possibly imagine that you have. Fear of, I don't know, spiders, rats, mice, whatever the case is, right? Maybe fear of being alone. But you are bigger than your fear. So you are larger than that anxiety. So picture the anxiety, depression, whatever is in your mind, right? Picture that as a tiny, tiny little ant. You are larger. Or maybe picture yourself as the human that you are, and that the dinosaur is going to take the anxiety from you, or, something larger, right? Because whatever it is that your fear is, your mind is trying to trick you. And I don't want that. So journal, which is the whole point of me doing the book, right? Because it is called The Right Step for a reason, right? We have to journal. So when you journal what the fears are, right next to that, what can you do to change it? Maybe you can't. And if you can't, lock it up and throw away the key. But if you can change it, let's say, I'm going to say fear of spiders. We're bigger than they are. And they're probably just as scared as us as we are of them. You can either walk away or you can calmly be calm, breathe, right? Whatever the fear is. I'm going to yawn. Oh, so sorry. I did not intend to do that. So, whatever your mind is trying to play a trick on you, you want to journal it. You want to write down what that fear is. You want to write down what the actual truth is of it, because your brain will try and trick you, but your eyes, they see the truth on that paper that you write on, right? They'll see that like, oh yeah, that's not my fear. That's not my anxiety. That's not my depression. That's not me. You are not your depression. You are not your mental health challenges. You're not your anxiety. You're not your suicidal thoughts. They are just there temporarily to scare the crap out of us. And we have a way to fight them. For me, it's God. It's my books. It's talking about it. It's helping others realize that they can get through it too, just as much as I can. I am no better than you. I am no worse than you. Just saying. Okay, so just remember again that you are not any emotion that your body and mind wants you to believe that you are. You can center yourself, and that's on chapter 5 in this book. If you haven't gotten it, it's on Amazon. I think it's only $6. I don't know, because Amazon changes the pricing all the time, so I don't know. So you need to realize that you are larger than any feelings that you feel. And do the breathing exercise. Try to help relax yourself and get your mind into a better perspective. Okay. Number 4, you are not, let me repeat that, you are not responsible for anyone's words or actions. You're only responsible for you. Only for you. Only you can act or react to things or people or what they say. They cannot make you upset unless you allow it. They cannot make you happy unless you allow it. They cannot do anything unless you allow it. So make sure you have that power. You control you. You cannot control anyone else. You cannot be responsible for anyone else. Even children. Children have their own personalities, their own feelings. And we're not responsible for their feelings. We are responsible to teach them how to properly handle them. But in the end, it's their choice, no matter how old they are. Trust me on that one. Okay, so you want to keep reminding yourself that everyone deserves to walk their own path. So you all have a journey. My journey is what I've done. Your journey is going to be something different. So whatever you do, don't compare our journeys, because our journeys are totally different. Abuse is abuse. There's no one's worse or better or less than anyone else's, because we have not walked in your shoes and you haven't walked in ours. And we don't know what we would do in those situations because they're not our journey. Okay? So do not compare yourself to anyone. And everyone has a right, RIGHT, to write, RITE, their own story. So I wrote my story when I wrote Abuse It Is What It Is. And I told of all the crap that has happened to me growing up, from my stepfather and birth mother to my first husband to being bullied in school. I wrote all of it out, right? And it was such a relief to get that out. And I didn't even know half of what was in there. And the book will tell you, I didn't know I was abused until I went to my first counseling session. And then it just poured right out, right? So writing your own story can also help you avoid feeling responsible for others and what they may be going through. The best way that you can help someone that's going through something or anything is just listen. Do not offer advice. You can say what helped me is X, Y, and Z, and it may not help them, but encourage them to find what will help them, whether it's counseling, a therapist, some professional, maybe their spiritual journey, whether it's a pastor of a church or whatever it is, Buddha, I don't care. Whatever your higher power is, maybe that is their way of releasing whatever is going on. Number 5, visualize. We have eyes. Some of us are blind, like my husband, but we still have an imagination, right? So we can visualize. We can picture our bodies, right? From our head to our feet. And this is where the breathing can also help too, right? So we're focusing on the breathing. We are closing our eyes. We're focusing on, from our head to our feet. We want to feel how the light moves within our body. Your light, the one that shines bright, right? So you want to feel how the light moves within your body, feeling how it touches each part of your body, from your toes to your feet, to your ankles, to your calves, to your knees, to your thighs, to your belly, buttocks, whatever, right? Focus on that slowly and as you're breathing. And you want to focus on the breathing as you focus on that light that's going through your body, right? Whatever your choice of body is, okay? And this will help reduce stress by keeping your light or energy flowing in your body and flowing the stress out of your body. So breathe in the energy, breathe out the stress. May not help, but always give it a shot, right? All right, number 6, place your hand over your heart. By putting your hand over your heart and patting, this is also a way to calm yourself. Now, the heart is in the mid-chest. The center is for unconditional love. Love yourself unconditionally. You have that right. It's what we were made to do, is love ourselves. So that way we can also help love others, right? So when you touch it, love will be activated, right? Whether it's patting or just soothing, whatever the case is, right? And it will send these love signals all throughout your body and your mind. And breathe. Yeah, you've got this. All right. Number 7, and this is the last one that I have. Number 7 is self-compassion. So what you think about you makes a difference. What others think about you is none of your business. I've told you that before. So you need to be kind to yourself. You want to be sweet to yourself whenever you think of you. So stop beating yourself up. And remember, when you show kindness to your friends and your loved ones, you also need to show that same kindness and love to yourself, because you are a friend to someone. You are a loved one to someone, just like the ones around you that you love, right? And when you love someone, do you want them to put themselves down, call themselves a name, hurt themselves? No. So we need to remember to have our own unconditional love for ourselves, and remember to show kindness to ourselves like we would a friend. Love ourselves like we would a friend. And we want to replace all the negative thoughts with positive ones to enhance your own well-being, right? All right, so remember how we teach children how they have to talk and walk, and how we help them sleep through the night, and how we tell them that nightmares can't hurt them? This is also self-soothing. This is what you're teaching them self-soothing. So self-soothing is a tool we should have learned as a child, and one that does not come easy to everyone. Not everyone. It doesn't come easy all the time. So it's a tool that we can use to soothe or calm ourselves when we're feeling anxious, stressed, lonely, whatever feeling you're feeling. It's a way of comforting and nurturing. So make sure you be kind to yourself. All right. So remember, as a recap here, journal. Remember there's 7 self-soothing tips. There's probably more, but that's all that I looked up at the time. And make sure you journal, write it all down, and make sure you celebrate your success. So that is the end of this chapter, or this book, which is The Tiny Step to Success, The Right Step. The other pages in the back are Bible verses, and I'd like to share a few here with you. So we have Bible scriptures. Job 16:5 says, "But my mouth would encourage you. Comfort from my lips would bring you relief." Doesn't sound great? Or how about Proverbs 18:21, where it says, "The tongue has the power of life and death." So remember, words can kill or give life. Which will you choose when hearing the ants in your head? Oh, here's my favorite. Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." I love that one. I also love John 3:16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life." But anyway, so just, like I said, there's like 3 or 4 different 6 pages, whatever it is in here, right? And then, so like I said, there's been more scriptures, and all I can say is to Google, do your own research, right? Anything you may need, whether it's love, worry, encouragement, or whatever it is. So before I end, I'd like to share with you one more scripture that I actually had started in our women's prayer group when we close our prayers. And this is Matthew 6:9, and this is how he says you should pray. "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil." Now that could be from mental evil too, guys, just saying. "For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen." So I hope and pray that you found some of this useful. Please leave me comments. If there's something else that you need, let me know. I will be praying about it to find out what next week's is, because I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to start with my next book, which is Self-Care, or the recent one, which is Not Alone, Not Forgotten, or if I want to go a different version altogether. But if there's something that you need, please leave me a comment and let me know. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. The more that people subscribe or give me a thumbs up or comment on here, the more that people can actually find it and see it. And I would like this to be a place where people can talk safely. If you want to have a private one, I'm going to put my email in the chat. which is my name, llewellynbissel at gmail.com. So that is in there. So I hope this has helped. Please leave me a comment. Let me know. Please give it a thumbs up so that way other people get a chance to see it too. Remember, you're not alone. God loves you, and so do I. Have a great evening, everyone, or day, or morning, or whatever it is. All right. Thank you.